Huh?
So I couldn't find my wallet this morning.
Ain't no fun. So again, we're going to keep these things brief again and get back to the basics of what we're doing. First thing we want to do is just go over our core value. And this week, I just want to start on talking about being humble. It's a great experience when you think about it, and it's a heartwarming thing if you can just wake up and be humble, and you can think about being humble throughout the day. So I'll give an example of yesterday when I was talking to the kiddos, and one of my daughter was having a tendency to like eat her food and look around and get crumbs all over the place. So I was like, so I came down kind of hard on her. I was like, look, Rayleigh, I talk to you about this all the time. Lean over your plate when you're eating, and I hurt her feelings. And is there a better way to do this? I could have approached it a little differently, but I feel like, as an adult, as a parent, we'd say these things 100 times, 1,000 times, and they still don't get it. But that's our fault for not being consistent, not staying focused on what we need to teach them. So I humbled myself a little bit later on, and I explained to her, I said, baby girl, I am sorry that I hurt your feelings. It wasn't intended that way. But you have to understand, if you get crumbs all over the floor, daddy steps in them, and I don't like that. And and also we have to make sure that we're cleaning up after each other. And it's hard to want to clean up. It's hard to have to continuously clean up after people. Whenever they know better than that. So I just humbled myself and told her I wasn't trying to hurt her feelings. We're just trying to be a better family. We're trying to tighten things up a little bit. So it all starts at home. We have to be humble with our families because, again, we're that pillar of strength for them. They're looking to us for encouragement and guidance and everything like that. And if we don't have the moral constitution to be humble with our family, how are we going to take this off and to our community and stuff? So it's really, really important. And then, obviously another one of being humble was Tim and I having a conversation yesterday about a paintball gun. And we were talking about it, and I was saying, no, I used this one last time. He said, no, I definitely used it. And I was like, no, man, I used this one last time. And I was certain about it. And then at the end of it, I realized I was wrong. And it was one of those things. And Tim was like, you can use any gun you want. I was like, no, it's not about using the gun. It's about proving my point. I wanted to be right. And I had to humble myself and said, and I wasn't right. And there was nothing wrong with not being right. A humble person knows that they can learn from other people. A humble person knows that they don't know everything, but a humble person also knows that they can put it in their heart and they can be a better person because they're thinking of other people's. They're thinking about other people's feelings. They're thinking about how they can get better. And being humble allows you to be better. And if we can go through our day and think about being humble all the time and just use that in our hearts, just imagine the conversations you're going to have. Whenever you're actually listening to somebody talk instead of waiting to talk, that is very important. You're going to listen to what they're saying instead of waiting for you to talk. It's absolutely, it's enlightening, it's encouraging, and it grows your spirit huge sense. So being humble is a very important part of starting your day, and it kind of ties, all of our core values tie together. Being humble is about being remarkable. A remarkable person is humble, Yeah. And I think it's really important to understand that. So as we journey through the week and as we journey through our lives, we want to make sure that we're being humble. We have our hearts warmed up. We know we're not always right about everything, and that's okay. It's okay to not be right about everything, but it's most importantly, it doesn't mean you got to be pushover. It doesn't mean you have to let somebody walk all over you. That's not what that means. It means about just stepping back, taking a couple deep breaths, and realizing that we don't have all the answers. But if we just open our hearts and open our ears and open our minds up, we're going to find those answers and find a better common ground in order to accomplish our goals. And our goals are to be remarkable. Our goals are to provide for our family, and our goals are to keep our community and our customers safe and healthy. So if we can continue to do that and be humble in our heart, it's going to take us a long way. So I encourage people to stay on that, and I encourage people to use that journey throughout their day, throughout their week, throughout their life, throughout their family, and just go for it. So be humble today, have fun, serve at a very high level, and do things right because in your heart you want to be the best.
So is being humble accepting? So